know, it's April the 30th and I haven't done a kiln opening in a while. And before I get started, I want to explain that I have a rooster outside the door who is going to crow for a little while before it's fully daylight. So I'm just warning you ahead of time. This rooster thinks it's like a dog, it's a pet. So follows us around in the yard and wants to be fed. So I had to get that out of the way. Just in case you hear it in the background, I'll just have to do a little pause because it's kind of hard to cut it out. Okay, so I've used a few Potter's Choice glazes here in this load that I've never used before, and I'm a little nervous about it. So we're going to see what happens, and that's the only way you can tell, you know, how that's going to work with your clay body is for you to experiment with it. And usually you don't do this on good pieces, but most of these glazes are usually pretty stable. So we're going to see, and I'm going to do this by myself this morning. None of my family wanted to get out of bed, so we're going to go with it. And I already kind of like what I see. Okay. I had my dad come over and look at the Potter's Choice charts to tell me what color he would like his casserole dish. I used one layer, which was the base coat of PC12, which was Blue Midnight, and PC23 I used 3 layers of Indigo Float. If you see me do this, I'm not acting crazy. There's mosquitoes in the shop. So this is Dad's casserole dish, and I think this is very pretty. I hope that you can see this. I'll try to do a little bit of close-ups on these pots. He's going to be really thrilled. He's already threatened to pay me for it, but I told him no. It was just a gift I wanted to give him. And this clay I used has a little grog in it, and I noticed that when I was applying the glaze that it was kind of like sand, where I must have scuffed the surface a little bit with my sponge. So I must have didn't lay the clay down really good, so you can kind of feel it a little bit, but I don't think that's just the nature of the clay. But the specks in it is very pretty in this clay. This is a Laguna's a buff clay, I think it is, that I'm using here. I can't even remember the clay. I'll have to look it up to let you know. And I did an ashtray. I've done several of these. In fact, at the time my daughter wanted me to make them. She smoked, and since then, and it's not been but maybe 3 weeks that she quit. I'm happy about that, but I have a lot of ashtrays, so hopefully I'll have some customers that'll be smokers that'll want these. I did this in the same color that I did my dad's in, that I just showed you. It's a little darker, the Blue Midnight and Indigo Float, but I put some recycled glass in the middle of that. Bring it up here close and see if you can see that. I wanted to see exactly how it melted and what it felt like, and it's pretty smooth. I know a lot of people say that they craze a lot. So anyway, this is from one of those blue beer bottles, and I was going to show you what they look like. Okay, this is what they look like. This blue, and when it melted, we cut these up in small pieces using a hammer. You can put it in a pillowcase or something like that so it doesn't shatter or get on you. You don't accidentally cut yourself doing that, and wear proper safety glasses when you do it. But that glass ended up being that dark, but it looks pretty good. I like this. It's kind of neat to just experiment with different glasses anyway, and I just don't forget to wash the bottles before you use them. Okay, and I usually don't show this, but I did these for a friend, and these are not for sale, but these are some USC sponge holders that I did, just so you can see what kind of work I can do, because I'm using my decals from my sign shop, and I've been experimenting a little bit with a few things. So I see that the glaze ran a little bit, but not really bad. So I may do some close-ups, and I may not do close-ups of these. I may just do the pictures on Facebook. So if you're not my Facebook friend, you may want to be my friend if you want to see close-up pictures. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do this. Here's the other one. I am trying to get a license so I can do these, but right now, like I said, these were done for just a friend, so that's why you don't see me pulling out stuff like that out of my kiln. I can't do stuff like this without a license. Okay, I have a friend who has a son named Steele, and I love him, and I've been wanting to do something for him for a long time. So I made him a mug, and I made him 2 bowls. I used 1 dip of Firebrick, only 1 dip, and 1 dip of blue Rutile. I was going to show you, this is what it came out to look like. And I was trying to put his name on the side, but I see that it is, it kind of ran. So I'm going to have to see from my friend Scott if he can tell me what he does to keep it from running together. It turned out pretty as far as the color. I don't know if you can see this on the chart or not. The Firebrick was a little brighter in the picture. But of course, I'm not using this on, yeah, I'm using this on white clay, by the way. That's actually a porcelain clay. Maybe a difference there. And then I did the same thing with his mug, but I used the Palladium and the Potter's Choice, and it looks kind of a chrome handle here. I actually did his name too, but all the letters does not come out here either. I'm going to see if we can do something about this. Might be able to. So those match. Then I did steal another bowl. I used 2 brush coats. I actually brushed it from my dipping bucket. And I used 2 brush coats of blue Rutile. And I used 3 brush coats of Firebrick. And so you can see the difference there with me brushing. I actually probably like the, well, I don't know, maybe it's the blue that I like so much. But I do see some of the brown coming out in my blue Rutile. And I actually thought that this was too thick, but evidently not going on too thick, but too thick for this, the writing here. Next time I'm going to probably rub some of this off with a sponge before I fire it. I have tried my hand at these hand warming mugs, and I'm not sure about this mug here. I don't know if it actually feels like it kind of cracked in the kiln here, and it did up here too, so this one's not going to work. But I have a couple of these in here. It's from the color Stone Denim, and these mugs are made just so you can put your fingers in there a little bit, and it keeps your hands warm while you are drinking your beverage, your hot beverage. So it'd be good on a very cold night or a cold morning. Turned out good, but it's just must have been too thin right there where it was put together. So I guess that's some for my junk pile here. And then I did an ashtray for someone. I won't turn it around and show you because the person may watch the video. This is a pink and black ashtray for someone. It has that red shimmer, opulence red shimmer inside. And I used a Mako Foundations glaze on the outside, but it looks kind of streaky here. And it's definitely something I did. Doesn't look bad, just not quite as thick as I thought it would be. But I think she'll like that. And then this is a new thing that I've done here for a lady. She's a quilt friend of mine. She does beading, and she wanted a way to put beads. She wanted a way to separate her beads and then be able to pour it from a spout back into a bottle. So she wanted a small spout and a big spout. So this is hers here. And I'm going to tell you what color that I used for her. The colors I used on hers was 2 layers of PC20 blue Rutile, and then I used 2 layers of PC55, which is the Chun Plum. And I don't know if I can show you. Let's see, I'll show you this. And I put some glass in hers. I actually used a opal looking glass and then some of that blue glass in there. So that's why the little bit in the bottom that looks light. I don't know if you can see this on the chart here or not, if I can even get that up close enough. But that's what it's supposed to look like right there. And I can't see through the lens, so I don't know if that looks right, but it looks pretty much like that. It turned out a little tiny bit darker than what the picture is there again. So, but I'll experiment with that because I like this. I like this color. I hope she's going to like this as well. I have a surprise in my kiln. Mark Campbell from Clay Buddies on Facebook does bowls that he uses some slip on instead of using a lot of glazes. He takes mason stains and mixes them in his slip. So he did a video and showed us how he did the bowls because a lot of us really like them. And I decided that I was going to try underglaze. And so I mixed underglazes with my slip. And it takes a lot of underglaze to do this, like Mark had pointed out to me. But I didn't tell Mark that that I had actually done this, and I was just going to see how it turned out. But I did ask him again one day for the link to look at his video, because I had taken my bowl and I spun it on the wheel, and underglaze went everywhere along with the slip, and I was a mess. So I just kind of wondered how Mark did that without getting all messed up and messing the shop up. So when I viewed the video, I found out that Mark was just holding the bowl in his hand and letting the glaze, rocking the bowl back and forth so the glaze could move around. And he made some beautiful oceanic looking designs. So this is what I came up with. Now I won't be able to tell you what underglazes that I used. I mean, it's kind of obvious that I used a yellow and a black and a blue, but I can't tell you the exact names. But these are underglazes that were applied to the slip. And like I said, I spun it. When I wasn't happy with that, I took a decorative roller that had some kind of imprint on it, and I went around the bowl. So that's why I got these rings. Not because that did anything for it, but I did think that kind of turned out neat. And then the outside of this bowl, I used Renaissance Indigo Blue. But now, it looks very black to me. I don't know if you think that's black or not, but I think that looks pretty black. So, and it looks black on the edges here. So, anyway, I like how that looks, and I will definitely try this again. I'm not sure that I'm going to splash the slip everywhere in the shop. They'll probably rock it like Mark did and try to learn the proper technique. So that's one of the bowls that I did. And here's another one. I like this one. These underglazes was so light, the slip, that I really didn't think that this was going to turn out. I had no idea that it was going to be bright. You don't know, because when you bisque fire the underglazes, they still come out light and chalky looking. No brightness or anything like that. And I bisque fired mine to 06, so I couldn't tell anything. So I applied a clear glaze over both of these bowls, over the underglaze, and then that brings out the color. So that's these two bowls. I used that Renaissance Indigo Blue on the outside. And, I was wrong about the other bowl. That was black. Mako's Foundation Black is what I used on it. And this one, I just put a ring of Indigo Blue, thinking it was going to be dark blue, and it ends up kind of a flat looking black maybe. It doesn't look bad, but you can tell the difference between the black now and the indigo blue. So that's that, and I'll be making more bowls like these, inspired by Mark Campbell. And I hope Mark's watching this. He maybe can give me some pointers. And I hope to get some mason stains. I really just couldn't afford that right now. And I also have a friend, I think it was the last kiln opening I did, I had done her a South Carolina tree with the moon mug, and her tree turned white. And I'm still learning this. It's just hard to get the underglazes or black glazes to stay in there. I think maybe it's not carved deep enough, or maybe I wipe off too much of it. But anyway, I have redone her mug, and you know, I'm not sure which one it is. Let me look here. I did 2 of them just to make sure I got her a mug. So I'm going to make sure, yeah, this one's hers. So I've redone her mug. I hope she'll be happy with it this time. I do have a little lighter spot right there still that I didn't get covered fully, but it blends in with the tree. So I hope she's going to like this. And I got one extra one if anybody out there wants it. It'll be this one. Okay. And these mugs like this are $25 because it does take a lot of time to do the carving in this. It's just a totally different technique, and then trying to get the glazes to stay in. Okay, so, and these mugs will hold probably a good 14 to 16 ounces. So, okay, Connie, if you're out there and you're watching, here's your mug, and I'll get this one to you very soon. And then I have a truck driving friend that came to the farmer's market a few months back, and he said, I want a mug, but I want one that's big enough that I can get a lot of coffee in. And I was like, okay. So it's taken me a while to design his mug. I actually designed this one. He wanted the South Carolina tree and moon, which is the palm tree, and he also wanted a USC on the side. So I'm not selling this to him. He is going to be doing something for us, and I decided I would just do it for him and just swap him out. Sometimes you open the kiln and you're very disappointed, like I'm very disappointed because Steele's name didn't come out, but sometimes you get great surprises. So anyway, I'm very, very happy with his mug. He wanted it to look like USC, I guess, but here's the tree and the moon, the USC here. And there's a black handle now. I didn't measure his hand. I really didn't pay close enough attention. I just hope that he can get his fingers in this mug. I don't know. Let me show you a close-up. You can see this. And I really hope he likes this. But my husband asked me at first if I was trying to make a jar. And he said, you know what? No, I'm not trying to make a jar, but I want him to have a big cup of coffee. So this will hold almost 2 cups of coffee right here. So at least 16 ounces, if not more. Okay, so I'm happy with that, and I hope he's going to be happy. I did his wife a tree and the moon, and that's just a complete white mug, and that's what she wanted. And I had an order for a casserole dish for my friend Sonia, and she wanted to stick with the browns. So I did the tiger's eye for her. Tiger's eye gets that golden brown and the dark browns together. I hope she'll like this, because if she don't, then this one's going to be for sale. These were inspired by BrandeeRossPottery. You can find her on Facebook at facebook.com/BrandeeRossPottery. I think yeah. She is also, I have the link on my page if you'd like to click on it and go and look at some of her work. She does beautiful work, and I've watched several of her videos, and I just wanted to say that I have really enjoyed making these, and a lot of people do like them. So, okay, this one's Sonia's. This was 3 coats, by the way, of tiger's eye. And I had the order for those mugs I was telling you about that you put your hands in, that warms your hands. And this one turned out okay, so this one's for Marty. I actually have 2. I hope the other one down here is going to be okay. This is the stone denim, 3 coats. And that is a Mako glaze. This next item I'm going to show you, I did just just did this for a friend. And usually I don't show you the things that come out of my kiln. That's just for my friends. But I decided just to show it to you so you can see some of the things that I do. Although these are not for sale. There again, these are things I especially did for someone, and I don't have a license, so I'm not selling them. So anyway, she wanted a mug with Jaguars on it. She got the color of Duncan's Rain Tree Green, which is 3 coats of that on this mug. I wish that Steele's name would have come out as good as this Jaguars, I tell you. It must be the fact that I used two glazes on that, and it just made it too thick and made it run. Okay, and there's the other one. Okay, it seemed like some of the most disappointing things I find in my kiln is usually the things that I'm trying to do from my heart for someone. It's not all the time that it's something that I'm getting paid for, customers' item. Anyway, I had my Facebook page change from a friend page to a business page, which caused all of my friends to be people who liked my page. And I lost this one girl, and I found out that, well, she had ordered a yarn bowl from me. It was an orange one, and her 5-year-old broke it. And it broke her heart, and she had even sent me pictures of her knitting inside the bowl. And sometime after that, her father passed away. At the same time, I was messing with my pages and lost her. I just friended her last night, or she friended me back last night, and was talking to her, and I had a surprise in my kiln for her. I was going to be sending this to her. She might not watch my video, but and I hope not, because anyway, let me just show you what's happened. This is what happens when you fire porcelain cone 5 to cone 6, and the my cone 7, I put a 5, 6, and 7 in there, and my cone 7 was bent little. So on the bottom, I don't know why I didn't put this on the top. It's probably what happened. So it completely just warped the whole thing. Anyway, this really breaks my heart right here. But you know, I know some people's out there saying, "Oh, it's just clay," and no, this is about a thought process here. And I even tried to put a little frilly design on the outside for her, this next bowl. But anyway, I'll remake this, and I know there's, I want to say, you know, I can't remember what your name is out there. This is terrible that I talked to you about making this bowl for her. Anyway, if you're watching and you see this, I will make her another one, and hopefully she still won't find out about this. But I wanted to show this so that any other potters out there who are using the porcelain, I think it's Laguna's 395. Actually, I have it here in the shop. Okay, Laguna's WC 395 porcelain. It is meant to be a cone 5, not a cone 6, not a cone 7, definitely. I had a blister right here too on the side here, see. Other than that, the Orange A Peel by Mako, it holds up to the cone 7. It's a stroke and coat glaze, and very pretty. There again, I've got some disappointments in the kiln, and it happens. There's nothing that you can do except for keep trying until you learn. And I am not quite 2 years old as a potter, so I expect to make mistakes. I just have never had a bowl do that. Of all the yarn bowls that I do, I've never had one do that. Okay, these are also some porcelain ones that I've done. I'll show you. I did these for a friend as well, with the paws on them. These are sponge holders. Oop. So those were done in Orange A Peel as well. This is another hug mug or hand warming mug in the stone denim, because she ordered 2 of them, and 2 of them out of 3. I'm so happy that they turned out. So it's kind of funny the way that I had this on the bottom, this one on the top, and you can see a little difference in them. Although it's the same body of clay. I'm pretty sure this was a porcelain as well. So I've got a kiln load of porcelain. A kiln load of porcelain and a cone 6 fire, and I really should have known better than that. Okay, I had some customer orders, and I'm happy that this blue Rutile is so faithful. I don't know that I'm ever going to get one as bright as I did for Donnie Hayes, though. I was just so surprised that it was so bright. But this is one like it. It's just showing a little darker if you can see. But I'm sure she's going to like this. This is very beautiful. And she's waiting a long time for these, so hopefully she'll be tickled pink with that. And here's another one that I've done. My tax lady asked me about doing one for her. She saw Donnie Hayes's and she wanted one, so this is the other one right here for her. I don't have any extra ones at the moment. Every time I make one of these, Brandee Ross, every time I make one of these, it's usually a customer order. So I will take orders for these. They have to be paid for ahead of time. They will take about 3 to 4 weeks to get it finished. And for right now, though, I've got that on hold due to a move. Trying to get orders out the way now. This should have completed my orders right here until I get moved and set up. I have one more bowl to show you that was a slip bowl. And this had a had Capri Blue on it. So I'm going to tell you what that one is. This is the Underglazes mixed in with the slip, okay? And I use Mako's Capri Blue on the bottom. I just wanted something that would blend in with this. I'll be keeping this bowl because it has an S crack in the bottom of it. I'm trying to show y'all some of these. Like I said, I probably won't have time to show you any close-ups of it. This is porcelain as well. And you know, some of this porcelain does not work real good with some of these colors, some of these glazes at this high temperature. So I have to kind of it's kind of trial and error. I had nothing that stuck to the bottom of my shelves, and my shelves looked bad, so it's time to redo them. So I was surprised about that. But this had slip, the Underglazes in the slip, and then I just covered it with the a clear glaze, and I'm using Laguna's clear bright. Okay, that will conclude my kiln opening, and I may do one more before I get moved. I've got another load to get out of here, and I don't want to pack all of that up. So the next load will be all items that I have for sale. So we'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching.